1990, somebody broke into my grandmother's house in San Antonio, and she was killed in this break-in. They caught him that night. He was on death row. And I talked about meeting with Mother Teresa, and I'd asked the Virgin Mary if she would help facilitate my meeting with her when she was coming to San Francisco the fall after this happened to my grandmother. I wanted her to pray for the killer to be converted and for my family not to get the cancer of hatred. And so, long story short, it was time for me to get back to the chapel, another place that I had to go to, and I backed into a doorway and it opened behind me, and Mother Teresa went like this. I go into the room and she prayed with me for the killer. She prayed for the family, and she looked at me and she said, she put her hand on her heart. She said, "Tell your family to forgive this man from the heart and their pain will be lifted." And I said, "Well, we don't hate him anymore." She said, "Not enough not to hate. Tell your family to forgive this man from the heart and their pain will be lifted." So that was 1990, and 5 years ago, he got off death row. And I was so proud of my aunts and uncles who went to the court and said, "We don't need you to be executed. We just wish you would have known the beautiful woman whose life you took. And we don't want you to speak, but we don't need you to be executed, so he's no longer on death row." And to me, that's mercy. But I'm asking my grandmother or Saint Mother Teresa or Maria Goretti to appear to him in his jail cell so he has a conversion. So I'm continuing to pray. One of the prayers I could pray when that happened was, "Jesus, I trust in you." It was from divine mercy. That was one of the only prayers I could pray. But what I've experienced is God does not want us to do bad things to each other. But we have to be free to do that if we're going to be truly free to love. And I've experienced him bringing good out of this senseless evil that was done to my grandmother. But God will bring good out of anything God allows to happen. And if there's anything that you've experienced, people that you know, where it's difficult, it's hard. There's one phrase I just read recently where Jesus said, he was talking about blessed are the sorrowing, they will be comforted. But one little phrase that was added, the sorrowing who have not rebelled, if that makes sense. Because if we're humble, God lifts up the lowly. He's able to give all the comfort that we need. But if we're shaking our fist at him, he has to wait till we're finished. And when we're humble, he can console. It's time to enter the ark, which is the heart of Mary. And Father Ignatius had this great completion of that after 9 years. He said, well, if we're in the heart of Mary, then she places us in the Sacred Heart of Jesus, and he places us in the hands of the Father. And I like that a lot. I like that a lot because it's a call into unity. But first he has to take all of our broken pieces and pull them together if we let him, if we let him. And we're called to be signs of hope, and that I don't know how else we can be formed to fulfill our mission. Like Jesus was formed in her womb to fulfill his mission. That's what came to mind. It's very simple, but your existence will glorify God if you're letting yourself be formed.
Gather your angels, gather your saints, all holy men and women, gather them, here as we adore, here as we worship you. Gather your saints, be your holy angels, sing adoration, praise to your majesty. I love you. I love you. I love you. Let me child. I love you. I love you. I love you. Please, please, will you let me? I pray for your mercy, your light, your grace, your peace to rush out of your presence, your true presence here on the altar, spill out like water and rush through this place, catching all of us in your current. I believe you're singing back to me. I love you. I love you. I love you. I will think of everything. You just think of loving me. I will think of everything. You just think of loving me. Jesus, Mary, I love you. Save souls. Jesus, Mary, I love you. Save souls. I love you, Lord. Through every ocean wave, one more I love you. Giving back to you all these things I cannot make. I do not know, I have no power, but I can love you back in my imperfect way. I love you, Lord, through every flake of snow that's fallen on the highest mountains. From the beginning of time, I love you, Lord. I love you. For you alone are holy. For you alone are holy. For you alone are holy. Christ the Lord. Christ the Lord. I praise your holy wisdom. I praise your holy wisdom. Christ the Lord. Christ the Lord. And yes, I know where you have been. You are beautiful. Yes, I know what you have done, and mercy flows farther than you could ever run.